real quickly, we're going to talk about the very last thing that I wanted to show you, which is how to determine the degree of a polynomial given a table. So let's look at an example of a table. Let's look at an in-out table here with several values. Let's do -4, -1, -3, -7, -2, -3, -1, +5, 0, 11, 1, 9. That ought to be enough. Okay, so the first thing that you want to notice is that all the points in the x column are counting by ones. They're increasing by ones. They don't really have to be increasing by ones, but they do have to be increasing by a constant rate. Like maybe they're going up by 2s or by 3s, but you can't have it go like -4, -3, 10, 12, 20. It has to go in some sort of pattern. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use what is called finite differences to determine this. Finite differences. And that's by looking at the outputs, so that would be the y columns, and looking at the difference between the two. So I look at this and I say, okay, how do I get from -1 to -7? We subtracted 6. To get from -7 to -3, we added 4. To get from -3 to +5, we added 8. To get from 5 to 11, we added 6. And to get from 11 to 9, we subtracted 2. Now, if you look at that, there may not really be any sort of clear pattern. That's okay. What we really want to notice is that the differences are not constant. I did not get the same number every time. So then I'm going to do it again. We're going to do the differences of those differences. So I say, how did I get from -6 to 4? We added 10. From 4 to 8, we added 4. From 8 to 6, we subtracted 2. And from 6 to -2, we subtracted 8. Again, not a constant difference because I can not see the same number every single time. If it was +10, +10, +10, +10, that would be a common difference. So that means we need to do it again. I'm going to do the differences of all the blue differences. To get from 10 to 4, we subtract 6. To get from 4 to -2, we subtract 6. And to get from -2 to -8, we subtract 6. So what you should be noticing now is that this column is giving me a constant difference. That's what we're working towards. You keep going until you get there. And what we want to look at then is how many rows of differences did we have to do. That's the main idea here. And so we had to do first differences with the red. We had to do second differences with the blue. And it wasn't until we did our third difference with the green that we got our constant. Because this is a third difference, that is what tells us that the degree is 3. And that means that it is a cubic function. We don't need to find the equation, we just want to know what kind it is based on that. This is a really popular EOC and ACT question, is to give you a table and ask what kind of function would it be. And so using these finite differences is a really quick way that you can figure that out. If I had gotten a constant immediately on the red in the first difference, its degree would have been 1 and it would have been linear. If I had gotten it on the second difference, its degree would have been 2 and it would have been quadratic. And that pattern continues on out to whatever degree you might want to get to. So that is the main idea there. If you're given a table, you can use the finite differences to figure out exactly what the degree is going to be.